Hello, everyone. I am Lisa Anna Palmer, founder and CEO of Light Your Leadership, Inc., international bestselling author of Light a Fire in Their Hearts, and the creator of LYLTalk. Our guest today is remarkable community leader, Geoffrey Ndoigo, who is joining us from Nakuru, Kenya. He is going to share with us about his big dreams for Africa. Over the last 4 years, Geoffrey has been involved in different community projects, helping orphans and disadvantaged children, together with his friends and with support from different organizations. Then the group collapsed as his other team members went in different directions in life. But this didn't stop Geoffrey. So he stepped up as a leader and committed to not only devoting himself to serving the children, he created Big Dreams for Africa, which aims to sell goods made in Africa to the world so that proceeds can be used to help disadvantaged children in his community. In addition, he keeps applying to get funding from aid agencies, although this is proving to be very lengthy and challenging in terms of a process. Yet, heart-inspired Geoffrey continues to persist and persevere, doing whatever he can for the 15 children he is helping. Welcome today, Geoffrey, to LYLTalks. It is an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It's a great pleasure to be for you to have me on this show, and I'm so grateful and I'm so happy. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very, very glad to be able to share this platform with you and the wonderful work that you are doing, Geoffrey, and how you stepped up into your leadership. So tell us a little bit more. What is your big dreams for Africa?
Okay. Since I was 21 years old, I've worked with several organizations, charity organizations actually, to help in supporting disadvantaged children through volunteering, short-term contracts, and just I've been involved in so many organizations in projects on supporting disadvantaged children and other community projects, as well as wildlife conservation projects. It has been my dream that one day I will have, since I was in school, since I was in primary school and high school, I didn't know that I will come to actually start an organization, but I've always had this dream that one day I will be in a position to help make a difference in this world in a great way, especially to actually help to help the poor in the community, empower them, the disadvantaged children, putting a smile on them. So I've always had this in me that there will come a day when I will be able to touch the lives of many in a great way. So that's what has always, had me always volunteering with other organizations, charity organizations like World Vision, and there are many organizations like Wildlife Direct. So this has been a journey that I've worked for a long time, and it's something that is in me, and I find fulfillment in helping these children. So Big Dream for Africa it came into being a few years ago when the last organization that I was working with, and we are working with friends from different countries, but due to some unavoidable circumstances, the organization had to close down. But having been the only one left here in Kenya, and the children that we've been supporting were always, and the families and the communities were always close to me. So they will always run to me one time or another to say, we have this and this problem. So what could we do? They don't understand that the project is no longer there. So this made me now to start the organization Big Dream for Africa. And I said, I will do it in every little way that I can to see what I can do. I talked to a few people here and there, and they luckily 1 or 2 people, joined me and supporting me and telling me that we can do this. And I'm grateful for the far that I've come, because it has been a journey it has been tough, but
Right.
there is hope. There is hope for great things. So the Big Dream for Africa is a charitable organization. We're based in Nakuru, Kenya. So we work on supporting disadvantaged children. We work on women empowerment and general community empowerment, the poor community empowerment. So we work with communities who are poor and see what we can do to support them. So that's it. Yeah, that's what we do.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Geoffrey. So it sounds like this calling, this dream was planted in you early, this vision to help the children, because you mentioned to me that you had your own challenging experiences as a child, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, as a kid, I grew up in I was not privileged to come, from a very well-being family or community. So the growing up was through hardship, and these are some of the reasons that that always made me feel like things should not be like this, and not there. So I should do something that not so other kids could not go what I went through, the hardship, the of walking without shoes to school, like early in the mornings. You were told to carry firewood for you're walking. It was tough because you were walking like 15 kilometers without shoes. You're carrying water and firewood for that you are going to use to be cooked for food in school. Tough times being sent away from school because of school fees. All those situations, going to bed angry sometimes because of lack of food, poverty, living in poverty. So all this, the hard childhood that I had, and the environment and the community that I lived in, made me have, this passion that this burning desire that I need to do something, and it all fall into place as I grew up, and as I cleared my high school, that I got an opportunity to volunteer with World Vision Kenya in the village in where I was living. And it went on as that, and I got more involved, and I sank into the, in the charity work. Yeah, and that's it, how it happened. So I find fulfillment in this because I find it that when I make a difference and I see that I've done something, I remember my childhood, and I remember that the thing that I used to say to myself, that I will need to do this, and it makes me happy as well. So it's not just like forcing myself to do something, even if how hard it is. I feel the self-fulfillment in me while doing this. I achieved my childhood dream. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of when we step into our leadership to serve others with a big vision, the reward from that, how it fills your heart. There's nothing that can describe it fully, right? It's that it fills your heart and continues to grow that burning desire to help. And I what I think is so amazing, Geoffrey, about your journey is that, your vision is so strong that no matter what happens, you are going to persevere and you're going to persist. Whether, when you were able to be part of organizations like World Vision, and you had people that you work with, they went their separate ways. So you saw that the need was still there, and you decided to fully step into your leadership and say, you know what, I'm going to continue to make this happen and continue to persevere, even in the face of the different hardships, which have been many, right? Especially with the latest one being COVID, right? So
Yeah.
how did
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
how did that affect you?
I had a shop in town where I was selling some handmade crafts items, which was my sole source of income that could let me support my project. And COVID came all of a sudden, and we had to close the shop due to rules and regulations that were put in place. And so I had to start, trying to sell online, but it wasn't working. So things were tough. So we had to were getting back to dependence on donations and support from friends, because now we can do nothing other than depending on other thing on people. So that is what has been happening. So we have been just I've been trying to sell the items online, the handmade crafts item, and but it's not really picking up. So what I do, we are trying, but it is really not working. So the situation really got tough because we lacked funding. We had no funds to feed the kids, to run the project and other stuff. So we've been evicted from the home we're living for several times, and because of huge rent debts, things have been tough here and there. At last, we got evicted. That I think it's at that time, and we had to take the kids to a camp where the kids live, and we have some camps where we live there. So in the tents, and life is tough. The weather is bad, and having kids who are young and living in some tents, in some camps, it's really devastating. And things have been tough. It's really tough, and we're struggling so much to make these things work. Yeah, so it's been a rough journey for us, and we're just hoping for the best, and we're struggling doing one or two things here to see if everything can work out. But just to let you know that since the emergence of COVID, things have been so hard. The kids have been going to bed on an empty stomach several times. We have been evicted several times. We have a kid, one of them who is not, he has a kidney problem and is a terminal illness kid. And we've been struggling with this medication, and things are not just as easy as it is, but we are praying God that everything is going to work out. And we're also reaching out to people to see people who have goodwill, who love to work and support us. So that's basically how things have been since the emergence of COVID, and where it has gotten us to living in the camps right now.
Right.
And yeah, so that's it. That's the situation as of now.
My heart goes out to you, Geoffrey, and the children. So tell us more about the children that you're taking care of.
We're taking care of 15 kids whom we got from we got from the streets. These are kids. Most of them are totally orphaned. It's around there are 10 of them are totally orphaned. And they were just rich children in the streets, and the 5 of them we cannot even trace their families where they are. So they are just kids we found in the streets, and yeah, and they just when we took them, they just started a new life and a new family. Yeah.
And so before COVID, you had shelter for them, you had a home, and then you got evicted because you weren't able to sell the goods, which is your key income, right? For the children. That's how you're raising money for them.
Yeah, the sole source of income for us at that time was the handmade African craft items. Those are the things that were selling to actually, help support, plus some here and there support from friends and well wishers.
Right.
So when the COVID came in and we had to close the shops, you see now there was no other source of income. So automatically things got tough.
Yeah.
Because where we're depending to get something for food and pay our rents and etc.
Right.
Got closed. So we had to turn to seeking support from friends and well wishers to see if it can help us, put everything together and help us get back into our home.
Yeah.
Maybe get a home, pay the rent, get food for the children. Yeah.
You're looking to find ways to sell the goods online.
Well, the handmade items, we're selling them through our Facebook page, and it's Big Dream for Africa, and anybody can search the Big Dream for Africa.
Big Dreams for Africa
and
page.
they can see, and then they could see what we are doing.
Okay, good. And then you also mentioned, because maybe some of the listeners, might work for aid organizations or know of it or know of how to approach it, because you mentioned that you tried applying for aid, but it's not easy, right?
So yeah, exactly. So we've been writing letters to and approaching several organizations seeking for support, but I've always gotten turned down and maybe given a waiting, just been told just you can wait as we try and see what we can do. So we have not really succeeded in getting support from other aid organizations. They just give promises and we're told just you can wait for a while and we see we have a board meeting, we can talk and discuss on your issue. So it has been that, and as up to now we have not gotten any support from any aid organizations.
I imagine it's a lengthy process probably, right, to become a registered charity and all that. So Geoffrey, in terms of your leadership journey, and by leadership journey I mean stepping up to do whatever you need to make your vision come true. What are some of the things that keep you going and keep you stepping up?
What keeps me going in this project is just very simple. It is the passion that burns in me. It's the calling that I have, and it's the self-fulfillment that I get when I see that I'm doing something to put a smile on the kids' life. And anytime that I see I am doing something, to make a difference and to help these kids, that's what keeps me going. And, gives me hope that, something good is going to come out of this. And, it makes me feel that I'm on the right direction. I'm not wasting time, I'm not, even though I'm not in another business, doing some things that, will give me, personal wealth or something. But it's my desire that, that I make a difference, a lasting difference, and that, I will look back sometime and say, I did what I needed to do in the best way I could. And that's what keeps me going. That's basically what keeps me going. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Very inspiring. And I love when you say that, you love putting a smile on the faces of the children that you serve. And,
yeah, exactly.
Tell us a little bit about the personalities of the children. With all the challenges and everything, they're still able to smile thanks to your love and your help and those who help
Thank you. Thank you so much. I guess the kids are amazing. Of course, there are some difficult ones. That's normal, and but we do, especially dealing with kids that you got from the streets, when you got them at the first, it was tough because there's that there's a need for a behavior change because they're used to some kind of life, and they need start living different kind of life. And so we had to do so much to install discipline in them. And they're amazing kids. They learn well, they learn fast, and they're just like any normal kids. And so they're amazing kids. They wake up early in the morning, prepare for school, go to school. They come at around midday. So to change their clothes, take shower, and start other course in their home, do their assignments, and and learn from us. What we give them some teachings, and it's just an amazing family. It's a beautiful family, and very there is love, and they're so great, and I love them. They're just amazing.
And how old are they? What's the age range? The youngest to the oldest?
The youngest is 8 years old, and the oldest is 18 years old. Yeah.
Nice. And of course they have you as a role model, and the people who help you, right?
Exactly.
And so,
Yeah.
so tell us about some of the courses that you teach them and how you instill leadership in them at a young age.
So at home, mostly we give each kid duties. We have duties that this kid, the three of them, let's say 3 of them wash utensils today, 3 of them wash the house today, another 3 are making beds. So we give them roles at the home that each of them knows that they have this and this to do. So they are so it disciplines them. It teaches them about responsibility. We always give them mentorship program. We teach them on how to live godly, just to grow up and be a respectable person in the society. Following their dreams, having ambitions. And mostly we just need them to grow in a godly way, so that they grow up being responsible people, being grown in a Christian way, and following the values that's gonna help them, out there to be amazing people. So that's what we do.
Yeah.
And we always welcome, we have they go to church, and we always welcome some people from the society, some teachers who come for counseling. So we have people who come volunteer to come and give what they have, to motivate
to
them,
share.
share with them. Some of them bring their kids, and they come and spend the day, and it's amazing.
And what, tell us a little bit about some of the kids, what dreams they have. Have they shared those with you?
Yeah, of course they do. Some wants to be pilots, some wants to be nurses, some wants to be doctors, some wants to be pastors. I don't know. Some will want to, they just want to be amazing people, and it really makes me happy. Some wants to be businessmen and women.
Yes.
Yeah, and farmers. So they are just amazing, and so we we just encourage them to follow that they will be what they want to be if they work hard on it and have discipline in their lives, and depend on God, and that everything is gonna work out, and that one day they will have their dreams come true, and for the good of others.
That's amazing. That's so moving to hear that. And
Thank you.
Geoffrey, one of the biggest signs of a leader, a true leader, is that they're able to grow other leaders. So that's what you're doing. You're growing future leaders. Let's imagine that everything aligns and works out. We're going to hold that intention for you and invite those who pray to pray for you and the children. So if everything worked out the way you envision it, what would it look like?
I have a plan that in the next few years, maybe 2 or 3, that I will have an established center for the kids. I want to, I'm looking for money so that I already have a land, and I'm looking for money so that I could build a center for the children, which will host roughly 200 children. And that will be a center which will have in it, we'll have a school, we'll have vocational training where even the neighboring communities can come for education or to get skills. The kids from the neighborhood who just cleared maybe the high school, they can come for skills, for any vocational skills like driving, carpentry, and so on. We'll have a school for the kids that we'll be supporting, a home for them in the center, a home for them at the vocational training. So I'm looking for money for the funding that will help us build that that center, and help the children in a great way without so much hassle of renting a home, going to school in a different place, and all this hassle that really hinders us time and again from making the kids live in a beautiful way without so much disturbance here and there, so much hurdle, which it affects them it affects their growth, it affects their education, so I think we need something permanent that can have them settled. Not only them, but when we build a center that is gonna take care of 200 children, there is so many children right here in Kenya or in other towns that are in dire need of help. Yeah, it's just that we don't have the ability to take them in. But truly to tell you that the situation is not good. There are so many children, amazing children, who are so in dire need of help that would pass them every day in the streets just because you have nothing to do. You have no ability to take all of them. You just tell them, I'll come back for you one day. As you walk in the street, you see they are living there, they are eating from the remains from hotels, they'll sleep in the streets, they don't go to school, and you see just how bad the situation is, and you think of their future, how is it gonna end into being? It really breaks my heart so much that I see that I need and pray to God that to give me that ability to make this difference in a great way. Even I'm not going to help all of them, at least I do something. So building that home, a permanent home, and that is going to accommodate more children, where we're going to have even projects, and that in that home that can bring finances for the center, and so that the center can be self-sustainable. So that's the dream, that's the ambition, that's the plan that I have. And so it will need a lot of money. And but I will not stop, but struggle until we make this happen.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What a beautiful vision you have. And, you know, the other thing too is, Geoffrey, as you bring these kids in, there's always a ripple effect, right? As they grow up, they become leaders, they help others, and then so on. And, so, and it multiplies exponentially, right? The goodness that
Exactly.
you're doing is going to multiply exponentially. And so
Exactly.
anyone who's listening out there who knows anything about attracting funding for these kinds of initiatives, please contact Geoffrey. Geoffrey, how can people get a hold of you?
People can write me an email. Well, we have bigdreamforafrica@gmail.com,
Okay, so big
bigdreamsforafrica@gmail.com,
dreams for Africa.
for Africa@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so or they can reach out through our Facebook page, Big Dream for Africa. Search
Yeah.
the charity organization Big Dream for Africa.
Yeah.
So any of that, they can always get in touch with us, and
Yeah.
as well, I think the two will I will always check on our mails, and we can, if anyone is interested in joining us or supporting us or working with us in any way in making these dreams a reality, I will be so grateful, and we welcome any kind of support. Any person who wants to work with us, we are in open arms to welcome them.
Yeah. Yeah, and some
anytime.
thoughts I had when you were describing what you're doing, like even for example, if somebody has an online store where they could volunteer to sell some of your works, like for example, to the inventory that you have in handmade goods, that could be one way to help. Another way to help would be, you know, if they know or have insight in how to apply for funding for a center, or getting designated as a charity, or if you feel called to give resources, so money or any other kind of resources. So there's many different ways to help Geoffrey to make his beautiful big dreams for Africa come true. And so if anyone out there has any thoughts even, right? So, because sometimes somebody can contribute ideas if they're not able to contribute money or actual resources. Thoughts, ideas, prayers, good intentions, all those things. Even you mentioned guest speakers, right? You bring in guest speakers, that can help inspire the kids as well.
Yeah.
So many different ways to help Geoffrey and the kids. And I just wanted to ask you your advice. If there are other people out there with big dreams and they're not sure and it's hard, you know, what advice do you have for other leaders?
Yeah, you know, just want to tell to tell those people who may have something burning in them. You know, they will want to do something, but they're being held back maybe because of fear of the unknown, or lack of the confidence to do it, or being put down by people. It is always not easy doing something like this, because there will always be people who will be there to put you down, especially people close to you. So there will always be people who tell you this is not going to work. People will tell you, who will take you wrongly, especially when you're working with such things as charity organizations. People will take you wrongly. Maybe you are in for money or something. And maybe this just you get discouraged and you say, no, let me just let it go. But if you know what you're doing and you trust in yourself, and we have only one life to live, and there is no rehearsal in this life. So I think the best thing you can do in this life for yourself is going for your dreams. Do what you really feel like doing, what you love, what you're so passionate about, no matter how hard it might be. At long last, it will for sure be successful, as long as you're true to your calling, and you dedicate yourself to it fully, and you just keep going. That one day, one time, everything will work out. So don't just lay back and say, until there will be no right time for anything. There will be no right time for you to do anything. This is the right time. Do it in a small way. You know, you don't have to have the millions of money so that you could go for your dreams. I think you can start your dreams from wherever you are with the lady that you have. And trust me, with time, things will fall into place.
That is beautiful. With time and with the deep love you have for the
Because yeah, because the most important the most important thing is that you are on the right track. You are, you know, you are doing what you are brought into this world to do. And as long as you're doing what is your calling and what is you are so passionate about, no matter how small it might be, then you're always successful. I think as long as your heart is as it is, and it's so peaceful that you're doing something right, I don't think there is any problem. I think that's you're on the right track, and the best is yet to come.
Beautiful, beautiful words of wisdom, Geoffrey. Thank you so much. And I so pray for you that, you know, God bless you and that your big dreams for Africa come true, because you're impacting not only the children you're helping now, the ones you'll help in the future, and then those children will grow up to be leaders and to help others. So I think there's nothing more beautiful than that. And it's an honor to have had you here on LYLTalks.
Yeah. We'll be glad and be grateful for any kind of support that you can send over to help supporting us. And we're so grateful, so happy, and may God bless all of you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Geoffrey.